Hello everyone, my name is Mr. Novi. I'm the principal at Albrecht Elementary School. Thank you so much for joining us this year for our virtual Veterans Day program. We've always taken great pride in our annual program, and we usually welcome nearly 30 area veterans at a packed house every year at our school. So although we can't provide our typical program this year, we want to provide our Broadhead area vets and all vets with a presentation from our school to show our appreciation and thanks to all the men and women who served honorably in the military, both during wartime and peacetime. So this year's assembly will have a lot of the same great things we've had traditionally in the past. We'll still have our 5th grade student readers, our flag folding, student songs, and taps. But this year, because our program has to be virtual, we'll have a special video presentation featuring pictures of our area veterans. Veterans who are moms and dads, aunts and uncles, grandparents, or friends of our Albrecht Elementary students and staff. So we think you'll really enjoy our program this year. So again, thank you so much to all veterans and the very special important day. We appreciate the sacrifices and the service you have provided us in order to live in a great country. So enjoy the program, and from all of us Cardinals at Albrecht Elementary, thank you for your service.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republics for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Veterans Day honors men and women who have served in the United States Armed Services. Veterans Day was originally called Armistice Day, which is celebrated in the end of fighting World War I at 11 a.m. on November 11, 1918, the 11th hour of the 11th day of the 11th month. It was also celebrated in Great Britain, France, and Canada. There were over 32 countries involved in World War I between 1914 and 1918. The United States Army is the largest branch of the United Armed Forces and performs land-based military operations. As the oldest and most senior branch of the U.S. military, the modern U.S. Army has its roots in the Continental Army, which was formed on June 14, 1775, to fight the American Revolutionary War before the United States of America was established in this country. After the Revolutionary War, the Congress and the Confederation created the United States Army on June 3, 1784, to replace the disbanded Continental Army. The United States Army has around 1.3 million active duty members and some 800,000 in the American Reserve. This will defend.
The United States Air Force is the aerial and space warfare service branch of the United States Armed Forces. Initially part of the United States Army, the Air Force was formed as a separate branch of the U.S. Armed Forces on September 18, 1947. It is the most recent branch of the U.S. Armed Forces to be formed. The U.S. Air Force provides all air support for land and naval forces and aids in the recovery of troops in the field. The Air Force is the second largest service branch, with over 318,000 active duty personnel, 140,000 civilian employees, 69,000 Air Force Reserve personnel, and 106,000 Air National Guard personnel. The slogan for the Air Force is Aim High, Fight, Win. The United States Navy is the naval warfare service branch of the United States Armed Forces. The United States Navy is the largest and most capable navy in the world, with the world's largest aircraft carrier fleet, with 10 in service. With over 322,000 personnel on active duty and over 107,000 in the Navy Reserve, the Navy is the third largest of the service branches. The United States Navy traces its origin to the Continental Navy, which was established during the American Revolutionary War and has effectively disbanded as a separate entity shortly thereafter. The 21st century U.S. Navy maintains a sizable global presence, deploying its strength in such areas as the Western Pacific, the Mediterranean, and the Indian Ocean. The slogan of the Navy is "Not Self, but Country."
The United States Marine Corps, also known as the United States Marines, is a branch of the United States Armed Forces responsible for conducting amphibious operations within the United States Navy. The Marine Corps has been a component of the U.S. Department of the Navy since June 30th, 1834, working closely with the naval forces. The Marine operate installations on the land aboard seagoing warships around the world. The history of the Marine Corps has began when two battalions of Continental Marines were formed on November 10th, 1775 in Philadelphia as a service branch of infantry troops capable of fighting on both sea and on shore. The United States Marine Corps has around 186,000 active duty members and some 38,500 reserve Marines. It is the smallest U.S. military service within the Department of Defense. The slogan of the Marines is Semper Fi, which means always loyal.
The United States Coast Guard is a branch of the United States Armed Forces and one of the country's 5 armed services. It operates under the U.S. Department of Homeland Security during peacetime and can be transferred to the U.S. Department of the Navy by the President of the United States at any time or by the United States Congress during times of war. This has happened twice, in 1917 during World War I and in 1941 during World War II. Created by Congress on August 4, 1790, it is the oldest continuous seagoing service of the United States. The Coast Guard has been involved in every U.S. war from 1790 to the Iraq War and the war in Afghanistan. The Coast Guard has over 40,000 men and women on active duty, 7,000 reservists, 31,000 auxiliaries, and 8,500 full-time civilian employees. The U.S. Coast Guard is the smallest of the military service branches. The slogan of the Coast Guard is always prepared.
The National Guard of the United States is part of the reserve components of the United States Armed Forces. It is a reserve military force composed of National Guard military members or units of each state in the territories of Guam and the Virgin Islands, and Puerto Rico, as well as the District of Columbia for a total of 54 separate organizations. The majority of National Guard soldiers and airmen hold a civilization job full-time while serving part as a National Guard member. The National Guard is a joint activity of the United States Department of Defense, composed of reserve components of those of the United States Army and the United States Air Force. Local militias were formed from the earliest English colonization of the Americas in 1607. First colony-wide militia was formed by Massachusetts in 1636 by merging small, older local units and several National Guard units can be traced back to this militia. The slogan for the National Guard is always ready, always there.
folding ceremony. It is titled, Why is the American Flag Folded 13 Times? Have you ever wondered why the flag of the United States of America is folded 13 times when it's lowered or when it's folded and handed to the next of kin at the burial of a veteran? The flag folding ceremony described by the uniformed services is a dramatic and uplifting way to honor the flag on special days like Memorial Day or Veterans Day, or sometimes used at retirement ceremonies. Here is the typical sequence of a reading. The flag folding ceremony represents the same religious principles on which our country was originally founded. The portion of the flag denotes honor is the canton of blue containing the stars, representing the states of our veterans served in uniform. The canton field of blue dresses from left to right and is inverted when draped as a pall on a casket of a veteran who has served our country in uniform. In the armed forces of the United States, at the ceremony of retreat, the flag is lowered, folded in a triangle fold, and kept under watch throughout the night as a tribute to our nation's honored dead. The next morning it is brought out and, at the ceremony of reveille, run aloft as a symbol of our belief in the resurrection of the body. The first fold of our flag is a symbol of life. The second fold is a symbol of our belief in eternal life. The third fold is made in honor and remembrance of the veteran departing our ranks, who gave a portion of life for the defense of our country. The fourth fold represents our weaker nature, for as American citizens, trusting in God, it is to Him we turn in times of peace, as well as in times of war, for His divine guidance. The fifth fold is a tribute to our country, for in the words of Stephen Decatur, our country, in dealing with other countries, may she always be right, but it is still our country, right or wrong. The sixth fold is for where our hearts lie. It is with our hearts that we pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America. The seventh fold is a tribute to our armed forces, for it is through the armed forces that we protect our country and our flag against all our enemies. The eighth fold is a tribute to the one who enters into the valley of the shadow of death, that we might see the light of day to honor the mother for whom it flies on Mother's Day. The ninth fold is a tribute to womanhood, for it is through their faith, love, loyalty, and devotion that the character of the men and women who have made this country great have been molded. The 10th fold is a tribute to Father, for He too has given His sons and daughters for the defense of our country. The 11th fold, in the eyes of a Hebrew citizen, represents the lower portion of the seal of King David and King Solomon, and glorifies in their eyes the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. The 12th fold, in the eyes of a Christian citizen, represents an emblem of eternity and glorifies in their eyes God the Father, the Son, and the Holy Ghost. The 13th fold, or when the flag is completely folded, the stars are upmost, reminds us of our nation's motto, in God we trust. And after the flag is completely folded and tucked in, it takes on an appearance of a cocked hat, ever reminding us of the soldiers who served under General George Washington and the sailors and Marines who served under Captain John Paul Jones, who were followed by their comrades and shipmates in the armed forces of the United States, preserving for us the rights, privileges, and freedoms we enjoy today.
present, and future American servicemen and women, we thank you for your services. Just as the morning sun comes up, I'm waking from my sleep. I have the peace of knowing that you are there protecting me. Thankful them all day and night, keeping us upright. Bravely doing what is right. Who could ever ask for more? Though the world seems small, I will sing endlessly. Thank you for your service and all you gave for me. Thank you for your service and all you gave for me.
Wisconsin Veterans Museum is spotlighting the many faces of our diverse and important segment of the veteran community. The I Am Not Invisible project across the country aims to increase awareness and dialogue about women veterans, as well as open viewers' eyes to the myriad levels of expertise of these women veterans. The Wisconsin Department of Veterans Affairs, through the Wisconsin Veterans Museum, created their IANI exhibit centered around a photograph of the woman veteran accompanied by a quote tied to their military service.